Welcome to JumpCloud, an all-in-one IT management platform that helps businesses manage users, devices, security, and authentication. If you're an admin looking for a cloud-based directory service, this tutorial will walk you through everything you need to know. When you first log into JumpCloud, the first page you will see is the Get Started section. I'm gonna go there right now. Basically, this is an informational hub where you can find tutorials, guides, and setup instructions. If you're new to JumpCloud, I highly recommend checking out these resources before diving into configurations. But for now, let's move on to the home button. So this is the home button, which serves as the dashboard. Here you'll find an overview of your organization's IT environment, including user activity, device statuses, security insights, and more. This page is great for quickly checking your system's health and identifying any issues that need attention. So as you can see, this is where you can see your schedules, the certificate and totem status board, device notifications, user notification, and alerts. Basically, it's kind of like a dashboard for your whole Jump Cloud account. Now we have the user management, which is quite self-explanatory. This is where you can manage the users in your JumpCloud account. Under the user management, we have users and user groups. So for users, this is where you can create, edit, and manage individual user accounts. So you can add your first user by simply tapping on Add Users, whether you want to do it manually or import via CSV. You can add your users here and then basically look for their information over here, because this is where you'll keep their information, like their emails, their contact numbers, and whatever kind of information you may need from them. For user groups, this allows you to organize users into different groups for easier policy enforcement. You can create a user group. It's pretty much like a tag for your users where you can organize them into separate groups. Now that we're done with the user management, let's move on to user authentication, which ensures secure access to company resources. Here you will find LDAP. This is used to integrate with legacy applications that require lightweight directory access protocol. You can enable access to on-premises, legacy, and open source apps without managing any on-prem LDAP infrastructure. Next is Radius, which helps manage network access control. You can add a Radius server to extend your users' Jump Cloud credentials to your Wi-Fi, VPNs, and other Radius-based sources. For the SSO applications, this allows users to log into multiple services with a single sign-on. So tap on Get Started, Single Sign-On, and Identity Management application integrations. Set up and manage single sign-on or create an identity management integration to import, update, and export users on a regular basis. You can connect any HR directory or identity provider to easily import new users into JumpCloud. Finally, for user authentication, we have Password Manager, which, well, manages passwords. This helps users securely store and manage their credentials. The JumpCloud Password Manager is a new way for you to securely store and share passwords and credit card information with your team. So simply tap on Activate Password Manager, and then you will have this secure storage for all your passwords and other information that may be very important. So yeah, this user authentication section is all about keeping authentication seamless and secure. Now let's move on to device management, which allows admins to monitor and control company devices. Here you will have devices, a list of registered devices in your organization. So yeah, you can add your device, either Mac, Windows, Linux, iOS or iPad OS, or Android. Simply tap on Add Device and then you can add your device over here. This is the overview of your devices, and then if you tap on devices over here, this is pretty much just the list of devices. For device groups, much like our users and user groups, this is where you can group up devices into tags or different kinds of groups. For policy management, this enables admins to enforce security settings. So yeah, it's pretty much just policy management. And the same goes for our device and users. We have the policy groups. You can group up the policies into different groups so that you can organize them better. For commands, this allows remote command execution on devices. Create and execute your first command. You can create and run scripts for device checks, compliance reports, and software installations. For the MDM, or the mobile device management, this helps manage mobile devices remotely. You can set it up, enroll devices, and then get the most out of MDM. Configure MDM to unlock additional capabilities only available via Apple's MDM protocol, such as remote wipe, zero touch development, zero touch deployment, and more. Lastly, for device management, we have software management. This keeps softwares up to date and enforces installations. You can install software on user devices compatible with Windows. So, yeah, that's it for our device management, which is pretty useful if your organization has remote employees. This section is a game changer for IT security and compliance. Next, we have directory integration, which helps connect different identity sources. So we have Active Directory, which integrates with Microsoft AD. Just tap to add an ADI domain. For the cloud directories, this syncs with cloud-based identity providers. HR directories, which helps automate user provisioning through HR software. As you can see, there are different HR directories where you can import users. And then identity providers connects JumpCloud with third-party authentication services. So if you're working in a hybrid IT environment, these integrations will help unify authentication across multiple platforms. For security management, this is pretty much a tool that helps enforce policies and protect company data because security is our top priority. So, number one is conditional policies. This defines security rules based on user roles. For device trust, this ensures that only trusted device can access company resources. So here you have desktop, iOS, and Android. For conditional lists, this helps control who can access specific data, enforces multi-factor authentication for added security, and the SaaS management monitors and controls software usage within the organization. You can tap this to enable it, and yeah, that sums up the security management. If you're serious about cybersecurity, these features are essential for safeguarding company assets. And finally, we have Insights, which provides reports and alerts for monitoring system performance. Number one is the directory, which analyzes user activity and changes. As you can see, this is our directory insights. There are lots of different data that you can see over here. And for the reports, this generates detailed reports on authentication, devices, and access logs. This gives you a pretty good summary of the JumpCloud reports section, but it's going to be way too much for me to read out loud. But if you want to, you could pause the video and then read it for yourself. And then finally, we have alerts, which notifies admins of security threats or system changes. You can add a rule to start generating alerts and making your job a bit easier. Like for example, like if you tap on this, it's going to take you here. And now you can actually select these pre-made rules, like for example, battery health monitoring. You can get alerted when battery capacity falls below the threshold specified, and all these other rules that are already listed here. And yeah, that's pretty much it for our insight section. This section is perfect for IT admins who need to keep a close eye on system health and security. And that is a complete overview of JumpCloud. Whether you're managing users, securing devices, or integrating directories, JumpCloud makes IT administration easier than ever. If you found this tutorial helpful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments down below if the tutorial worked or if you have any questions. Thank you and goodbye.